Hello, my name is Carolyn Waters Broe, and today I would like to talk with you about how to make a beautiful, even vibrato. My first viola teacher was Rene Bregozzo, who was a concert violinist, and he studied in Italy. He taught me how to go through several steps to get the most even vibrato, and said that you start out in the third position on your violin or your viola. I'm going to be playing an A in third position with my second finger, and I'm going to be putting my thumb underneath the neck of the viola. And I'm going to be pivoting so the finger is straight up and then slightly backward, so slightly flat. We start out with quarter notes and just pivot on the second finger. The first finger can be separated a little bit from the neck of the viola. You want the knuckles to rock back and forth, and you want the third and the fourth fingers to hover over the fingerboard so that they're ready to be used for other music. So you start out just with slow quarter notes. Then you want to double the speed to eighth notes. The next step is to double it again to 16th notes. And the last step is to double it a final time, and you'll get the 32nd notes. And this time you have to make certain that your hand is very, very relaxed so that you can freely pivot on your second finger. Notice that it sounds like the hum of a bee, and it's important to understand that the speed of the vibrato is going to be changing depending on how high your note is and what type of music you're performing. Most of the time we're going to be playing a vibrato on the slower notes, like the half notes, the quarter notes, and not the fast notes. There's even Baroque music where you probably don't want to have a vibrato at all. Vibrato's mostly to enhance the tone, and most teachers won't even teach vibrato until the student is really good at playing in tune in the first position. That's why we start vibrato when the student learns the third position. So say you have a vibrato which is high on the A string of the viola. It's going to be more intense and a more narrow vibrato than if you're on the C string. Rene said to me that when the film industry decided to start doing slow motion capture, when they were developing slow motion capture, they decided it would be a great idea to film all of the greats of the violin, such as Jascha Heifetz, Milstein, Oistrakh, Misha Elman, and Ruggiero Ricci, and slow down the video and count how many beats per second that they were playing. And what they discovered was that the average number of beats per second on a vibrato was 6.5 beats per second, which would be our 30-second notes. So when you're up high on the A string of the viola or the E string on the violin, you might be up to 7 beats per second. We're down on the G string of the violin or the C string of the viola, you might be closer to 6 beats per second. So it's important to know exactly what type of speed you want on your vibrato, depending on the style of the music. And it's also important, if you're getting more advanced with your vibrato, to continue the vibrato in between the notes. So say I'm playing Beethoven, I'm going to connect the notes with my vibrato. It's harder to vibrato with the 4th finger. Sometimes I put both the 3rd finger and the 4th finger together so that I can strengthen the 4th finger. A lot of the times I find ways to shift in order to avoid vibratoing with the 4th finger, but sometimes we can't avoid using the 4th finger with a vibrato, and so it helps to stabilize it with the 3rd finger. Easier to vibrato with the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd fingers. When you're vibratoing with the higher fingers, it's also important not to allow the 1st and 2nd fingers to fly in the air. I see this sometimes, and that's considered not to be good form. I call it flying fingers, and it just means you're going to be late getting back to the right note. So practice 5 minutes a day on your vibrato, and be patient because it takes a while to get to the 30-second notes. Start out with your quarter notes. Then your 8th notes. And your 16th note. And then your 32nd note. And I hope that you enjoy your new vibrato and you have a beautiful, even vibrato that everyone will love. Thank you very much.